You're born into this world as a fuzzy ball of adorable, tucked away in some mysterious pet shop in Chinatown. Not that you know it yet, but you're actually the result of an ancient cosmic bet between two Chinese gods who apparently had nothing better to do than create species for entertainment purposes. You're a Mogwai, which roughly translates to demon in Cantonese, but right now you look more like a teddy bear that got stuck in a dryer with a Furby. Your first moments of consciousness involve staring at an old Chinese man who's giving very specific instructions to some American guy in a suit. No bright light, no water, never feed after midnight. The suit guy nods like he's buying a microwave, not a potentially apocalyptic creature. You get stuffed in a box. Welcome to life, kid. Next thing you know, you're unwrapped under a Christmas tree. Some teenager named Billy is losing his mind over how cute you are. He names you something ridiculous. You try to communicate that you already have a name, thank you very much, but all that comes out is, Mogwai, Mogwai. Everyone thinks it's adorable. Great. The first few days are actually pretty sweet. You get to lounge around, eat whatever they give you, and everyone treats you like royalty. Billy carries you everywhere in his backpack. You're basically a living, breathing, emotional support animal who gets fed on demand. Not a bad gig, honestly. Then comes the water incident. Billy's friend accidentally spills water on you, and suddenly you're experiencing the worst case of back acne in the history of existence. Painful blisters form on your back, growing larger and larger until pop. Out shoot several fuzzy balls that inflate into more Mogwai. Congratulations, you just gave birth through your back. No one prepared you for that in the cosmic instruction manual. Your new siblings are immediately different from you. While you're content chilling and humming little tunes, they're already eyeing the house like it's their personal playground. One of them has this white mohawk and an attitude problem. Another one just stares at everything with dead eyes. You're starting to think maybe that old Chinese guy had a point about the rules. Then comes the fateful night. Your siblings discover Billy's alarm clock and mess with it. When he brings you all food, thinking it's still before midnight, they dive in while you hesitate. Something feels wrong. The clock reads 11:47 p.m., but you could swear it was past midnight 5 minutes ago. Your siblings are scarfing down chicken like it's their last meal, which, technically, it kind of island. You watch in horror as they start convulsing. Their cute fur begins falling out in clumps. They're groaning, writhing, and secreting this nasty slime. Before you can warn anyone, they've wrapped themselves in disgusting cocoons that look like giant snot bubbles. You're just sitting there like, guys? You okay in there? Hours later, the cocoons start pulsing, cracking. And what emerges is definitely not cute anymore. Your siblings have transformed into scaly reptilian creatures with bat ears, sharp teeth, and zero chill. They look at you with these wild eyes, cackling like they just discovered Reddit. The one with the mohawk, now sporting an actual mohawk of spikes, immediately goes for the kitchen. Not for food, but for the blender. He sticks his hand in and turns it on, laughing maniacally as it chops nothing but air. This is your gene pool. You're trying to process what just happened when they spot you still in your Mogwai form. They point and laugh, calling you names in gremlin speak that definitely aren't compliments. Before you know it, they're dragging you to the dartboard. Wait, we're family, you protest. They respond by using you for target practice. So much for sibling bonds. Eventually, you escape, and realize the whole neighborhood has gone insane. Your transformed siblings have been busy. They've hit the local bar, the movie theater, and somehow figured out how to hotwire cars. One of them is doing donuts in the town square. Another crew has taken over the department store, and they're having a fashion show with stolen mannequin clothes. It's like Black Friday met the Purge. You're hiding when you witness something even worse. One of your siblings finds a swimming pool. At a YMCA, do you know how much water is in a swimming pool? That one gremlin becomes hundreds. The multiplication is exponential. Each new gremlin that gets wet creates more. It's basically cryptocurrency but with actual demons. The town is now overrun. Gremlins are everywhere, causing absolute mayhem. They're not just destructive, they're creatively destructive. One group has taken over the movie theater and they're acting out scenes from the film they're watching. Another bunch discovered the local radio station and they're just screaming into the microphone while playing death metal backwards. You watch from your hiding spot as they systematically destroy everything with a power source. Traffic lights are rewired to only show green. ATMs are spitting out money like slot machines. Someone taught them how to use credit cards online. The town's Amazon bill is going to be astronomical. The creativity of destruction amazes you. They're not just breaking things, they're breaking them with style. One gremlin has figured out how to turn a snowblower into a confetti cannon. Another one's riding a floor buffer through the grocery store like it's a bumper car. They've weaponized every household appliance in ways the manufacturers definitely didn't intend. But here's the thing about being a gremlin, it's exhausting. All that chaos requires energy, and your siblings are starting to flag around 4 a.m. That's when someone makes the mistake of suggesting they hit up the local diner for an early breakfast. Do you know what happens when gremlins discover coffee? It's not pretty. Caffeinated gremlins are a whole different beast. They're vibrating at frequencies that shouldn't be possible. One of them discovers energy drinks. Bad idea. Now they're moving so fast they're leaving after images. The destruction reaches new heights. They're literally bouncing off walls. Then sunrise approaches, and everyone suddenly remembers rule number 1. No bright light, especially sunlight, because it will literally melt you into a puddle of green goo. Your siblings scatter like roaches, diving into sewers, basements, anywhere dark. Some don't make it. You watch from a crack in the wall as morning light turns a few stragglers into smoking puddles. Natural selection at work. You've managed to stay in your Mogwai form this whole time, partly out of fear, partly because you've seen what happens next. Being a gremlin seems fun until you realize it's basically speedrunning self-destruction. But the peer pressure is real. Every other Mogwai has transformed. You're like the last kid picked for dodgeball, except dodgeball is anarchic destruction. Finally, hunger wins. You sneak into an abandoned house, find an old bag of chips, and check the time. 12:47 a.m. Perfect. You take a bite, then another. The transformation hits fast. Your cute fur falls away, replaced by scales. Your ears grow, your teeth sharpen, and suddenly you understand why your siblings were laughing. This feeling, it's like every chaotic thought you've ever had just got a megaphone. Your first instinct? Find something electronic and make it do something it shouldn't. You spot a smart fridge. 20 minutes later, it's sending spam emails and ordering 500 pounds of cheese online. You don't even like cheese, but that's not the point. The point is chaos. You join a roaming pack of gremlins heading toward the industrial district. Someone mentions there's a factory that makes those talking toys. Imagine the possibilities. You're practically salivating at the thought of reprogramming children's toys to say inappropriate things. But then Murphy's Law kicks in. Someone sets off the sprinkler system in the factory. Remember what water does? Yeah. Now there are thousands of you, and you're all trying to exist in the same space. It's like a mosh pit at a concert where everyone's trying to break something different. The factory doesn't stand a chance. The sheer number of gremlins creates a hierarchy problem. Who's in charge? The original transforms? The newest spawns? A gremlin parliament forms briefly before devolving into a massive food fight using industrial equipment. Democracy clearly wasn't meant for your species. Days blur together in a haze of destruction and narrow escapes from sunlight. You've developed a routine. Wake up at sunset, cause havoc, eat everything, avoid water unless you want more competition, hide before dawn. It's basically the world's worst work schedule. You're starting to notice something else. Humans are getting wise to your tricks. They're boarding up windows, removing anything electronic, and some jackass invented gremlin traps using bright lights and mirrors. Your numbers are dwindling. Every day, fewer gremlins return to the safe houses. One night, you're raiding a tech store when you make a discovery. A human left their laptop open, still logged into everything. Bank accounts, social media, email. You crack your knuckles, ready to cause digital chaos. You start typing, and then freeze. The browser history. It's all searches for how to get rid of gremlins, and gremlin poison, and do gremlins feel pain? But mixed in are searches for can gremlins be domesticated, and how to communicate with Mogwai, and I think my gremlin is depressed. Wait, what? You scroll further. There's a whole forum of people who've been leaving food out for gremlins, trying to establish communication. They call themselves gremlin allies. They think you're misunderstood. One person claims their gremlin fixed their Wi-Fi. You're having an existential crisis now. Are you a monster or just misunderstood? You catch your reflection in the laptop screen. Definitely monster. But a monster with feelings, apparently. You decide to test this theory. Instead of destroying the laptop, you fix the human's coding error. Then you wait. The human returns, sees what you've done, and slowly puts down the baseball bat they were carrying. They slide a bag of chips across the floor. You take it and nod. A truce. Word spreads through the Gremlin network. Some humans are cool, this changes everything. Soon, there's a whole underground Gremlin-human alliance. Humans provide food and shelter. Gremlins fix their tech problems and only cause minor chaos. It's symbiotic. But then, corporate America discovers you exist. Suddenly, everyone wants a gremlin. Tech companies are offering millions for a chaos consultant. The military wants to weaponize you. Scientists want to study your multiplication abilities. You've gone from town menace to hot commodity. The other gremlins are split. Some want to sell out, live that corporate life. Others want to stay underground, keep the chaos pure. You're caught in the middle, stress eating your way through the decision when someone makes the mistake of giving you pizza with pineapple. Your body doesn't know how to process this culinary abomination. You start convulsing, but not in the normal transformation way. Your scales shimmer, your spikes retract. You're turning back into a Mogwai? But with a difference. You're now a Mogwai with full gremlin consciousness and an inexplicable Italian accent. Mamma mia! You exclaim, looking at your fuzzy hands. The other gremlins stare in horror. You're an abomination to abominations. A fuzzy chaos agent. The worst of both worlds. You waddle over to the nearest computer and type out a message to the Gremlin Allies forum. Day 47. They still think I'm a regular Mogwai. The humans have taught me TikTok dances. Send help! Or more pineapple pizza. I'm not sure anymore. P.S. Someone left the Pentagon's Wi-Fi password on a post-it note. Should I? The cursor blinks. Your fuzzy finger hovers over the enter key. In the distance, a church bell chimes midnight. Mogwai, Mogwai, you mutter with a grin, and hit send.